Ese Cholo.
There we are. All right. Oh, things are falling apart over here. All right, Spencer. I'm a little bit sick, but I actually wanted to get to this. If you guys are watching this in the archives, fast forward to the 5 minute mark. That's when we'll get to the actual subject. But I actually want to get to this last Friday, but Chuck Norris passed away, and I need to talk about Chuck Norris. But what's up, party familia? Andrew, that's right, man. Dictator, man. Dictator's a little bit sick, dog. I've been sick all weekend long. I still went out for a hike, which was fun. When I was hiking, honestly, once I started going, dog, I didn't feel sick anymore. But once I got back to the pad and everything, the energy just drained fast, man, and that was it, dog. I'm not doing that bad anymore. It's just I got a sore throat, a little congested, little bit of a headache. I woke up with a headache this morning, but it's been gone. Let me see. Okay, well, Marines don't stay sick long. Hey, dog, you know what it is, Holmes? Let me see. How come? Okay, you know what it is, and we'll get to the subject in hand in a second or two, man, in the 5 minute mark. But when you come across people that are either they're sick or they're just getting over being sick or they feel like they're about to get sick. Like, dog, those people, homie, those people cut those people off, dog. Cut those people. Usually it's hyenas. Usually. Okay. But there are dudes like that every time. Every time you see them, like, oh, yeah, I'm just coming off of a cold. Or, oh, man, you know what? I feel a cold coming on. Or, man, you know what? I have a cold. Like, dog, what? Every single time, every time they either feel a cold coming on, they have a cold, or they're getting over a cold. Like, dog, what the? It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. In my opinion, it's kind of like just an excuse. You know what I mean? It's an excuse to just kind of feel bad for them, or just kind of like, oh, you know what, get well, or it's just silly, just stupid stuff like that, dog. I get tired of just you know what? I shouldn't go on a rant. Weak DNA. That's right, weak DNA, dog. But those people are the same. Are they're close cousin. They're very very close cousin. Are the people that say like, you know what? Like I don't. I all I do is just make sure that everybody else is good. Like I don't do enough for myself. I just make sure everyone else is good. Like those are that's the close cousin of that person. That is the close cousin of that person. Like I just make sure everyone else is good. If everyone else is good, like that's it. Like I don't even do anything for myself. I just make sure everyone shut the flying flip up, dog. You know what I mean? Like, good guy, get out of here, man. All this like, oh man, you need to take care of yourself. You need to think about yourself. You need to get the. I'm like, you know what? I'm not good enough, man. So shoot me a couple of $1,000 over here. Let's go. You want to make sure I'm good? Let's go. Start squeezing and taking advantage of these people, dog. Because in reality, all they want is for you just to pander to them. All right, let's go ahead and let's get to the subject. All right. I'm not feeling sick anymore. All right. So, let me see if my family members stay far away. All right. Listen. So it's been a while since I talked about this. All right. Child molestation. I never really got into any organization or any type of group or anything like that. I did a little bit of work here and there with different different people and stuff. But me myself personally, man, for anybody who knows me, everybody knows already. I don't want to be part of any group, any movement, anything, nothing. Just want to stand on my own, dog. Okay, because I find it that's where more people, more problems. You know what I mean? And it's just like, nah, Charlie, dog. You know, organizations come together and everything, and it's just everybody starts bumping heads, and I just start seeing backstabbing, and next thing you know, it's like people are more into getting rid of somebody from the organization as opposed to actually focusing what the organization is supposed to be a part of, was supposed to be doing. And not that's not to come down on any organizations or anything of that sort, man. All right, but like child molestation, it's an issue for me, dog, that nobody really talks about. Okay, I like that, Mark. That's right. I gotta get a T-shirt. I gotta get a hat. Um, but nonetheless, dog, child molestation is a subject that nobody talks about unless you go out looking for it. Unless you yourself go out looking to get any updates, to get any information on child molestation, um, you're not going to find it anywhere because nobody talks about it. Okay. Um, Something that I started seeing maybe about 2 years ago is them. And when I say them, I'm not even really sure who I'm talking about. But whomever's in charge of, you know, just separating what it is. So now, from what I understand, there's a difference between child molestation and child sexual abuse. I just first started seeing that about 2 years ago. Maybe it's always been like that, and it just went over my head, and I never saw it. I don't know, but I don't really like it because it's all kind of weirdo stuff, man. So I'm gonna play a video in a second um, of a of a story up in the Bay Area. But let me just go ahead and give you guys examples of child molestation. They're separating these two. Okay, so this child molestation, not child sexual abuse, according to this. I shouldn't say rebranding of it, because maybe it's always been like this, and I probably just never saw it. But I only started seeing this like 2 years ago. Okay, so examples of child molestation: penetration, groping, making a child or teen touch another person's, privates. Um, Making a child or teen touch him or herself. Um, and that's it, because the other ones are going to be child sexual abuse. Okay, so that's child molestation. All right, now child sexual abuse, I don't know why they got to do this, but exposing oneself to a child or teen, um, viewing or violating the private behaviors of a child or teen, such as dressing, showering, etc. Uh, Taking sexual, explicit, provocative photos of them, encouraging them. I'm sorry, encouraging them to send sexual, explicit, or provocative photos of themselves, showing pornography to them, taking talking with children about sex, explicit fantasies, or experiences. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know why you gotta separate those two. It's all weirdo stuff, homie. To me, it's all the same. I'll pick just two random from each. Okay. If one is groping, that's child molestation. The other one is exposing himself. That's child sexual. What the hell's the difference? Like, that's one of the things that I'm like, okay, do we need this stuff? What the flying flip is the difference? It's all weirdo stuff. You don't need to differentiate these things. Okay, it's all weirdo stuff. It's all the same: molestation, sexual abuse, whatever the heck, dog. It's all weirdo stuff, man. We don't need to. Oh, it wasn't child abuse. It was child sexual molestation. Get the flying flip out of here, dog. It's all crazy, weirdo stuff, Holmes. All right. So going here forward, if I if you guys hear me say sexual abuse or child molestation, I'm not talking about these different areas. To me, it's all the same. Okay, I don't care if the dude took off his clothes or chick or hyena took off their clothes and started masturbating in front of a kid, or if they actually, what the hell's the other one? Penetrated a kid. It's all weirdo stuff. It all lands in the same category for me. So because they're putting this in different compartments, I'm not. It's all weirdo stuff, dog. So I don't know why they gotta do that. Anyway, let me go ahead and play this video. I'll get you guys' thoughts on this because I've been saying this, Spencer. Like I said, man, I'm still a little bit sick, and I gotta get better, dog, because opening day's on Thursday. But here, let me go ahead and play this video. Um, let's see if you guys heard of this. Let me share this here. All right. All right. Here we go. So just to kind of break this down, is that there was a politician. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and play it. This happened in the Bay Area because I've said it many times, over and over and over again. Spencer, um, most cases happen within family, and that's very, very sad. So any numbers that you guys look up, add more to it. How much more? Heck if I know, dog. But that's usually how it is because it goes unreported. Anyway, here we go. You guys check the story out. Ahí vamos.
We talked about the 33 years of silence, the personal struggles that followed, and why he ultimately decided to.
Hey, hold on real quick. Can you guys give me a little thumbs up if you guys can hear that? I don't want to be playing this and you guys can't hear it. I'm not at the pad. Just let me know if you guys can hear it. Por favor, man. Because this is actually a good story. Somebody was about to go in, I don't know, city council or something like that. Let's see.
We talked about the 33 years of silence.
Gracias, Joker. Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's go ahead. Let's play this video and tell me what you guys think about this.
We talked about the 33 years of silence, the personal struggles that followed, and why he ultimately decided to speak out and tell police how he was sexually abused by his older cousin throughout his childhood.
For years, Adrian Betancourt says he carried a secret that shaped nearly every chapter of his life.
I don't really,
I want you guys to take a good look at this vato. All right, take a good look at him because I'm going to talk about him, his appearance afterwards.
I don't really call myself a survivor, or I understand I was a victim. I was my own childhood hero.
Betancourt.
All right, God bless him for not calling himself a survivor. All right, yes, definitely a victim, not a survivor. He was a victim. You know, again, dog, all this labeling and all this stuff, dog, it gets ridiculous to me. I don't want to talk bad about some of these organizations. It's just sometimes they do things like just to do things just so they could say we did something. Like you're making it just more confusing, you know?
I was a victim. I was my own childhood hero.
Betancourt's cousin, Omar Torres, was 5 years older than him. He says the abuse began soon after his family moved into Torres's parents'
Guys, keep that in mind. He was only 5 years older than him. Okay, usually when people think about child abuse, they're thinking about a grown adult doing it to a little kid. All right, a lot of this stuff happens within kids. Okay? An older cousin, an older sibling, an older, neighbor. A lot of this stuff happens within kids. It could be a 10-year-old doing it to a 5-year-old. So just because they're all kids, everybody just thinks like, oh man, you know what? It's just this, the 44-year-old or the 45-year-old that's out there, preying on little kids. No, man. Sometimes it could just be somebody who's just, 3 years older than him. Remember, when you're a little kid, when you are a little kid, somebody 2 or 3 years older than you, you look at them like, damn, Like they know everything.
him. He says the abuse began soon after his family moved into Torres's parents' home in 1990. He was only 4 years old.
Typical Mexican family, everybody's on top of everybody type stuff. The house, as big as it was always also empty.
The first time that something inappropriate happened, how was that for you?
I felt a lot of confusion. Yeah. I wasn't like the favorite cousin. I was always a little different than everybody else. He always took a weird opportunity to do something dirty towards me, even getting like brave enough to do it when family was around type stuff.
Betancourt says he never told anyone. His single mother relied on help from Torres's parents, and he says Torres was seen by their family as a perfect child.
He was the ideal.
Okay, that's his cousin right there. That's the guy who molested him. Who again is what they say, 5 years older than him?
Family as a perfect child.
He was the ideal kid that you would assume was written about him somewhere. He did study. He went to school. He was great. He helped the community even at a young age. I still remember all that. He was always into politics.
Betancourt says the abuse continued until he was 13 years old and Torres was 18.
Okay, so this right here, this is Torres. This is the guy who molested him. This is Adrian. I want you to take a look at his childhood photos. Okay, I'm gonna get to him aesthetically in a minute or two. All right, and there's the cousin that molested him.
When another family member accused an uncle of something similar.
He took advantage one last time. I remember it being cold and dark that day.
But the trauma followed him into adulthood, and he struggled for years with addiction and even homelessness.
I suffered a spinal cord injury back in 2012. And even then, I continued to do drugs and alcohol.
Betancourt says he spent 8 years in a wheelchair and drifted away from family while Torres built a political career. Then in 2020,
He built a what career? What kind of career did he build, everybody? Should we all say it together? 1, 2, 3. Political career. This guy did so much for the community. This guy gave to charities. This guy was the, let's go, man of the people, man of the community. There he is, right there. That's the cousin. The guy that you're looking at right there, that's the cousin that sexually molested young Albert.
Then in 2024, Torres himself went to police, accusing a man he was dating of extorting him by threatening to release nude videos of him.
A city councilman at the center of a police investigation.
But Torres suddenly became the focus of the investigation when police discovered explicit messages from Torres involving minors. Those messages were later leaked, and Betancourt read them all.
It took me back to being there, being a kid and being that vulnerable. And, it didn't sit right with me.
Betancourt says that's when he told family what Torres had done to him. Weeks later, he went to police, who took his statement before they had him call Torres on a recorded line. He says Torres confessed and apologized.
During that phone call,
So this guy, see, he's got the he's got the political look. He's got the two little flags right there, the Mexican and American flag, and he's a man of the people. And look, whatever credit to him. I mean, I get he confessed to it, right? Once Primo put him on blast.
And apologized.
during that phone call, when I was asked how many times I remember it happening to me, I recalled maybe 10 times. It was him who said 20 to 25 times, and more than that.
Did
Good
he ever
gosh.
say why he did it?
He said control. He said it was happening to him, so he wanted to do it to someone else. And
Do you believe that?
I really do not.
Pow. Probably he doesn't, but I do. Yes, I do believe that Torres, this dude right here. Gosh, this vato, look at his ears, Holmes. Okay, this dirty politician dude right here with his big ass flabby ears. Um, do I believe he was molested? Do I believe it was happening to him? Yeah, actually, I do believe it was happening to him. Okay, is it an excuse? Look, he was a kid himself. I don't. It's a tough spot to be in. Okay, it's a tough spot to be in. You know, that's what sucks about all this. It's what sucks about all this, and what sucks about it more, though, is that nobody talks about it. Everybody says they care. Everybody says they care, but do they really? Nobody wants to bring shame to the family. Nobody wants to break the family up. Nobody wants to do any of that stuff, right? So this guy who's on screen right here sexually molested his cousin who's 5 years younger than him. And I don't know if it's an excuse, but he said that it was happening to him. Do I believe this Torres dude? Yeah, I do. I do believe it was happening to him as well.
Times I remember it happening to me. I recalled maybe 10 times. It was him who said 20 to 25 times and more than that.
Did he ever say why he did it?
He said control. He said it was happening to him, so he wanted to do it to someone else. And
Do you believe that?
I really do not.
I do believe it. However, he still did it. Uh, it's a cold world, Holmes. I mean, it's a cold world. It cannot be used as an excuse. It can be used as an explanation. He was a kid himself, but again, it's a bad situation all the way around.
Um, and I say that with the confidence I do because never once has he ever taken any accountability for what he's actually done and what position he put himself and his family in.
In April 2025, Torres was convicted of 3 counts of felony child sexual abuse involving a minor under.
What? Okay, you admitted to it. You knew you were getting busted. You're a politician, Holmes. You couldn't take a better mugshot than this? Homie, you look like you're from Al Qaeda, dog. Vato looks like he's from the Taliban. Like if he's planning and plotting to blow up a building in the United States. What the flying flip is this? Dog, this dude was about to be in a seat in politician. He was about to get some political seat. You knew that you were going to turn yourself in, dog. Good gosh, dog. This is what this like freaking Osama bin Laden's nephew or something.
Torres was convicted of 3 counts of felony child sexual abuse involving a minor under 14. He is serving an 18-year sentence and must register as a sex offender for life.
All right, so he continued doing this. I want to make sure I got that correctly. Let's see.
2025, Torres was convicted of 3 counts of felony child sexual abuse involving a minor under 14. He is serving an 18-year sentence and must register as a sex offender for life.
Adrian, you are my hero. You are our hero, too.
Last month, Betancourt received a Courage Award.
Oh, I was calling him Albert. Oh, his name's Adrian. Orale, he's a Wu-Tang fan. I never liked Wu-Tang.
Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen for exposing the abuse.
The only thing I could really say is that it does get better.
It's gotten better for you.
Yeah, I have nothing to complain about in life. I do suffer with a lot of my own personal issues, but understand I'm married to a saint of a woman. You know, I have my mother and my siblings, and I live a okay life.
Betancourt says speaking out has come at a cost. Most of his extended family members have cut ties with him. He also says his...
Aha. I'll get to you guys' chats in a second, man. I see you guys. You guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? If not, let's hear it again.
Has come at a cost. Most of his extended
Okay, life.
Bettencourt says speaking out has come at a cost. Most of his extended family members have cut ties with him. He also says his experience revealed a major gap in support for male victims of sexual abuse, something he now wants to help change. He hopes sharing his story encourages others to come forward. Hilda Gutierrez, NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
All right. So, what seat was this fool supposed to take? I don't even know. Let me see what it says right there. District 3, Torres. Whatever, dog. He was supposed to get into politics, and let me see that picture of him again. This fool looks like he knew he was gonna get locked up. Let me see, where is it at? See, right here, right there, he looks like a politician, okay? He looks like somebody who's a respectable man. But good gosh, dog. This fool right here, Holmes, looks like this dude looks like he's from the Taliban, homie. He looks like a straight Middle Eastern terrorist, man. So anyway, all right. Let's take this down. All right. Spencer. Gosh darn it, man. I'm trying to shake this sickness off, man. Okay. All right. Nobody heard about this story. Nobody cared about this story. Nobody does care about this story, dog. All this flies under the radar. Again, a lot of this stuff happens within families. A lot of this stuff. Okay. Now, I said I was gonna talk about this guy, not this fool. Okay. Good gosh, dog. What happened to this in this picture? Okay, I want you guys to look at Adrian here. Let me put a more promising picture of him. Okay. Usually, okay, usually, not all the time, not all the time, okay, but usually, okay, when a boy is sexually molested as a kid, honestly, they don't take care of themselves. And I'm not trying to come down on poor Adrian here, dog, okay? I'm not. But we can see, dog, that he just hasn't taken care of himself. Okay. Now, I get it. He suffered an injury. I understand that part. But if we go even to his childhood pictures, he guy really let himself go. Let me see. I'm trying to scan to see where. There it is. That was him. Okay. He really let himself go, man. And look, there are studies. There are studies. I've read up on so many studies that a lot of kids, especially boys, when they were sexually molested as kids, they really let themselves go, dog. Okay. And if they don't let themselves go, their confidence is completely ripped out, which only leaves it open for another sexual predator to target them. I've said that plenty of times. I've said it plenty of times. When it happens to you once, it's bound to happen to you again. Why? Because a predator can see that it's happened to you. A predator can see that your confidence isn't there. Okay, a kid with confidence, a kid that has a good loving mom, a good loving dad, a good stable home. Predators usually stay away from those kids. Okay, it's usually kids from broken homes. It's usually kids that it already happened to them with a family member, and boom, the predator is able to see that. So now, pow, that's easy target for them. Okay, and poor Adrian here, you guys can see these pictures. Look, man, he never really took his health into consideration, dog, and that does happen. It does happen. It's not guaranteed, but it definitely does happen. And as you can see him today, he's still somewhat struggling. Like I said, I know he had an injury at work and all, but man, hopefully this guy can definitely work on himself. So let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, let me put your comments up here. I got a little bit more to say, but I didn't want to go too long. It's just my damn throat, man. Let me see. I don't even know where I left off. I guess it changed. Instagram name. A weirdo is a weird. A weirdo's a weirdo, dog. I don't know why these organizations need to come down and that's you know what? Let's separate. No, a weirdo's a weirdo, homie. If you take your clothes off in front of a youngster and start playing with yourself, or if you start molesting, what the hell does it different? What does it matter what you call it? A weirdo's a weirdo, dog. Let me see. What's up, Fonzie? Let me see again here. Okay. Let's see. But yet, baby moms still believe on stepdads and just leaving your kids at school with teachers knowing no dad is present. Then they victimize themselves by blaming the dad. Look, nothing, nothing. I'm really trying hard here, man, because my throat's killing me. Nothing has a bigger impact than mom and dad. Nothing. A true mom and dad. Okay. So, all this, broken homes, dog. I'm telling you guys, man. You guys don't believe me? Go look it up yourself. I do this research pretty often. Most kids, almost all, almost not all, but almost all, are from broken homes. Almost all. I didn't say all. I said almost all. And that's with outsiders. That's with outsiders. That's with teachers, coaches, freaking I don't know, Boy Scout, whatever all them punk ass weirdos out there, dog. So they found those conversations of the political guy. And a minor, it sounds like he was doing it as an adult as well. Or am I mistaken? No, 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 no. You got it right. You got it right because this dude, he turned queer. He was gay because he said he was having he was with his boyfriend or something. Let's hear it again. Let me see. By the way, this guy was I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what the heck that means. District 3 up in the Bay Area. I don't know what that is.
Went to police, accusing a man he was dating of extorting him. Went to police, accusing a man he was dating of extorting him.
Let's get it from the let's get it from the beginning. He went to the Hooters because the dude that he was dating was going to extort him. Okay, let's get it from the top just so we get the story right.
Drifted away from family while Torres built a political career. Then in 2024, Torres himself went to police, accusing a man he was dating of extorting him by threatening to release nude videos of him.
A city councilman at the center of a police investigation.
But Torres suddenly became the focus of the investigation when police discovered explicit messages from Torres involving minors. Those messages were later leaked, and Betancourt read them all.
It took me back to be.
Okay, look. Okay, let's just for a quick second. Just for a quick second. Let's just take those messages away, right? Let's just focus on him having nude photos of himself. Who the has nude photos of themselves? Which one of you mofos in the chat is taking nude photos of yourselves? Like, that's weird enough for me already, Holmes. Like, I if I heard that, I don't know, dog, one of my homies or somebody I knew had a nude photo of himself, what? What's the matter with you, dog? Like, that's strange enough already. I mean, that doesn't make you some child molester or anything of that sort, but I find that pretty damn weird. You have a nude picture of yourself? For what? What the hell are you doing? Let's see here. Baby moms leave their kids with the guy they met at work or at the club. That's not good. That's not good, dog. That sucks, Holmes. Leaving daughters with creeps, touching versus rape. I get that. I mean, I'm not. I get that, like in the court of law. But what I'm saying is, just like 2 years ago, I started seeing they got so many things and they put it under child molestation, and they got a couple of other things and they put it under child sexual assault. And I'm just kind of like, okay, look, it's all weirdo stuff, dog. It's all weirdo stuff. One of them is child penetration and groping, and then you got the other one of like taking your clothes or masturbating in front of it. And I'm just like, the heck? I get it in court. You gotta be specific. But for these organizations, do you really need to differentiate them like that? I mean, the heck? I saw this recently and reminded me how many times once we trust and should. Yeah, and that's the sad thing still, Jess. That's the sad thing because that's it sucks, dog. That's where it happens at, Holmes. You know what I mean? And just like in this story, it doesn't have to be an adult. It doesn't have to be an adult. If you have a kid hanging around with an older kid, keep truchas. Keep truchas. Okay. By the way, that older kid? Where's his homies at? How come he's not hanging out with? If he's 10 years old and he's hanging around with your 6-year-old, keep truchas. Why is he hanging around with a 6-year-old? Don't you remember being 10? You don't want little kids around you. If you're 10 and a 6-year-old was hanging around you, hey dog, that kind of make you not cool, dog. You don't want to be not cool, homie, right? Be like, hey, little kid, get the heck away from me, man. You're over here cramping my style. Listen, can't have some little punk ass kid hanging around me. So keep an eye out. It doesn't have to be an adult, man. It can be another kid, and it could just be a kid that's just 2, 3, 4 years older. This is why you have to teach them as soon as commandments, but little kids will grow and still be okay. The knife, but who fought the cousin? The primo is a victim. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I look. I do believe the primo Torres. I do believe it happened to him. Yeah, I believe his story. Yes, I do. And is that what turned him into a weirdo? Most likely. Most likely. But you gotta break the chain somewhere. You gotta break the chain somewhere. Do I believe this? Where is he at? I gotta find him now. I gotta find him when he's it looks like he's this terrorist threat looking dude, man, with his mugshot. Okay, do I believe this fool right here is a victim? Do I believe he was molested? I do. I do. He's got to be made an example of though. And do I believe that's what made him a weirdo? Yeah, I do. I do. And unfortunately for him, that's where you break the chain, Holmes. You break the chain on him. Even though he was turned into what he became, you gotta break the chain somewhere. So, you know. So now he's getting busted. He's getting 18 years. And you know what, dog? In all reality, he's getting 18 years. But I bet this fool, man, homie, I bet this fool is out like in 4 years, dog. I don't know why they take it so easy on these vatos, dog, and hyenas, right? But anyway, I just want to go ahead and read this off before I wrap it up, man, because I need to get some rest, man. Serio, dog. I'm over here. I'm sick, man. Okay, check this out. Um, you guys keep an eye out. I'm gonna do a little bit more on this. I think it was the year 2022. I was covering this every single month, dog, just because nobody else talks about it, Holmes. Everybody just kind of keeps it hush hush, and it happens in their family, and it brings shame to the family. And I get it. I get it. Just like this story right here. What did it say at the end? It broke the family apart, and that's sad because that stuff you can never repair. You could never repair that stuff. So all the carne asadas, all the Thanksgiving and Christmases and birthdays and quinceañeras and all that, gone. It sucks, man. But dog, if nobody speaks up, homie, then it's just gonna keep on happening. And because it's family, it's familia, it's supposed to be the trusted people. This was his older cousin. What they say, by 4 years, he was still only 4 years older than him. Like, okay, so we're gonna go visit the family, and okay, there's your 4 year older cousin. Supposed to be somebody that we all trust and everything, but look, it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. All right, let me go ahead and read this right here, okay? Um, signs. Signs if your child has been abused. A lot of these are kind of no duh, right? Like any irritation, swelling, skin tears, bleeding, infections, all that stuff, right? Trouble walking, things like that. But some of these you might not catch. Okay, so I'm gonna skip like the no duh ones. Complaints of pain upon urination. All right. Any unexpected injuries around the mouth. Uh, Obviously, if they catch an STD, I don't know why they gotta call it STI now. Okay, here's something. Here's something, right? Chronic headaches, stomach aches, or pain, loss of appetite. Okay, loss of appetite. If your kid one day, used to love tearing up your enchiladas or chilaquiles or whatever, and you just find them not hungry anymore, and they don't really want to be eating anymore, and their appetite has gone down a lot, that's a sign. That's a sign. I'm not saying that they're being abused. Maybe they are, maybe they're not, but that's something to keep an eye out. If they're really losing their appetite, okay. um Let me see. Shoot, where did I leave off at? Um Shoot, what did I leave off at? Headache, loss of appetite. Oh yeah, okay. An unusual gain amount of weight. Oh yeah, just like I was talking about that dude. Okay, if they just start gaining weight, all right. If they stop with the outdoor activities or whatever it is, they don't want to play sports anymore. They don't want to do anything anymore. They don't want to, and just start eating a bunch of junk. I know the other one said loss of appetite, but they don't start taking care of themselves, start gaining weight. Yeah, that's a sign, dog. It's been a sign for a long time. Nightmares. They start having nightmares. Okay. Again, kids can have nightmares. All right. But I'm just saying, if they start having more and more nightmares, bedwetting. Every kid can wet a bed, but if it keeps on happening over and over, along with nightmares and loss of appetite and stuff like that, you start adding some of these things up. You start adding two, three of these things up. Yeah, Holmes, you might want to, you know, take a closer look on what's really happening. All right. Let me see. Not paying attention in class or sleeping in class. If they're doing good in school and then they start dropping off, that's something right there. Yeah, failing grades, that's another one. Not sleeping well. Okay, not sleeping well or wanting to sleep all the time. Okay. This one's kind of like a little back and forth here, right? Because it's like, oh, they're not sleeping well. And obviously saying if they're sleeping all the time. If they're sleeping all the time, dog, all right, and knew somebody like this that would constantly sleep. It's like every chance they got, they just would just go to sleep. They would just go lock themselves in the room and go to sleep. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I lost my spot again. Acting angry, aggressive when previously easygoing, changes in personal hygiene. Yeah. Regressive behavior, bedwetting, thumb sucking, clinging behavior, vague symptoms of illness, sexual behavior or knowledge that's inappropriate for their age. All right. All right, I'll leave it right there. I don't have any problems talking about this stuff, dog. Because hey, dog, it's happening. It's happening right now. It's happening right now to some kid in some house with some family member or some teacher or some coach or some older cousin or brother or sister or whatever, dog, babysitter, dad, mom, stepdad, stepmom, whatever. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. And nobody gives a flying flip. They only care if you bring it up. But if you don't bring it up, nobody cares. So this dude right here, he was about to be or he was in politics. Like I said, he was in the community, did so much. Now he's getting locked up. But he'll be out soon, dog. He'll be out soon. I don't know why they let these fools out pretty damn early. So I exposed when it's child. Yeah, honestly, everyone goes through this. Primal primos, but when it's an adult. Okay, that's why I exposed everything. Okay. All right. So anyway, man, you guys take note of those symptoms. Okay. If you add 2 or 3 of those symptoms together, yeah, man, keep an eye on your kids. All right, keep an eye on your kids. Watch out who they're hanging out with. You know, to you, they all may be kids because you're older than dirt now, right? You guys are all freaking fossils now. So now to you, you're thinking that, oh, look at that. It's a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. They're both little kids, right? Because you're older than dirt. When in reality, that 6-year-old looks at that 9-year-old like a cool little adult and will probably do what that little 9-year-old tells him to do. Okay. And it could be something like this. So pay attention to that. All right. All right. I got to get out of here, man. I got to get some rest. All right, man. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings. Always keep a safe distance. Blood, make sure you live below to make family. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over now.